Welcome to the 9th lesson in the WordPress widget front-to-back course. In this lesson, we're going to take a look at what's required to get our WordPress widget foundation accessible through the plugins menu. And to do that, we need to take a look at what's required of the header definition. Opening up Coda, you'll recall from the last screencast that we've stubbed out our class, however it's inaccessible from the WordPress plugins menu. The header definition is a code comment block that is required and parsed by WordPress in order to give a name, description, and author information about the plugin. So in order for our plugin to be accessible from within the web browser, we need to do just that. To get started, let's open our code comment. First, we'll provide a plugin name. And since this is WordPress widgets front to back, and we've given the class name front to back, we'll go ahead and be consistent with our directory and the class name as well. And we'll call this plugin front to back. Save your work, return to the browser, save your work, return to the browser, refresh the page. At this point, you'll notice that front to back appears in the menu. It can be activated, but it's missing version information, author information, and the plugin URL. So we'll get to that in just a minute, but first let's make sure that our widget can be activated. Click on the activate link. Even though the plugin activated, WordPress will likely show a set of warnings up at the top of the page that includes something about array merge and then some other information that's related to WordPress core. Obviously, we still have some more work to do. At this point, click on deactivate. After a short refresh and another warning message, you'll see a notification that the plugin was successfully deactivated. So let's return to the IDE and add some more information. The next thing that you want to add is the plugin URI. This is the location of where users can access the plugin. In my case, I'm going to provide a link to my website, tommcfarland.com. However, you can feel free to provide whatever URL you'd like. Once again, save your work, return to WordPress, refresh the page, and you'll notice that a new link has appeared along with a link to the plugin site. Let's hop back over to our IDE. Next, we want to provide a description. This is normally a very short sentence describing what the plugin does. So in our case, we'll say that front to back is a WordPress widget designed to demonstrate how to build a widget from the ground up using WordPress best practices. Again, save your work, return to the browser, refresh the page, and now we can see that the description is appearing. We're not done yet. Let's hop back to the IDE, and then let's add a version number, which will clearly be 1.0. Next, we'll give an author name. Now I'm going to specify my name. However, you feel free to add your name, your team's name, or your company's name. Secondly, I'm going to add an author URI. This is the web page of the author, team, or company that's built the plugin. Now, sometimes this can be the same as the plugin URI, although it's not common. In my case, it will be. So I'm going to link to my web page. Save your work, go back to the browser, refresh, and you'll now see that the author name is appearing along with a link to the author's web page. The last piece of information that we really need to provide is the license. Because WordPress is GPL, any derivative work must be GPL as well. In order to do this, I provide a description of the license, and then I provide a URI to the license. After that, I'll normally provide a copyright message along with the year, my name, and my email address. And although it's not required, it's normally acceptable to paste a copy of the GPL license into the plugin header. At this point, let's save our work, return to the browser, and refresh the page. Notice that nothing has changed, although we have provided some more information on the back end. Next, click Activate. Next, return to your browser and activate the plugin. Oops, there are still warnings and messages about array merge. Argument number 2 is not an array, and there's also some core warning messages. Now, if you're not seeing this, it may have to do with your Apache configuration or your PHP configuration not displaying warnings and errors in the display or the error log. We reviewed this in an earlier part of the course when we were setting up our web server and our database server, so be sure to review that lesson. Although we're able to access, activate, and deactivate front to back from the WordPress plugins menu, this is obviously not the desired output. In the next screencast, we're going to work with a constructor. Recall from the previous lesson that this will be responsible for initializing the plugin, initializing its dependencies, and preparing any localization work that we need to do. So in the next screencast, we'll get rid of the warnings and we'll begin to properly set up our widget.